everyone, my name is Umu and I'm ReacttotheK channel creator, and welcome to our very late reaction to WOODZ Love Me Harder. So I am aware that WOODZ debuted as a solo artist, and then he was part of X1, and then he's also part of Unique, and then he's also part of Mola. I believe it's pronounced Mola, right? But that he's an all-rounder, and I heard a tiny bit of this, and I was like, ooh, this is funky fresh, let me wait until I can find a React partner to react with me, and Daniel volunteered for a React session, so...
Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm one of the reactors on the Classical Musicians React series, and today I'll be reacting to WOODZ Love Me Harder.
Alright, here we go. A 3, a 2, a 3, 2, Love Me Harder! Funkiest whistle line.
Sounds already minor with the whistles, although it was harmonically a little ambiguous.
I really love the percussion layered in with the guitar part.
It's a very consistent groove that's just propelling.
That was a nice transition to the smoother section.
It's a character shift, something a little bit more harmonic. Oh, okay. And it's like a return.
It's so satisfying to hear the whistle part and the guitar and bass all in unison. I think it's the guitar that's in unison, or just the bass might be doubled. Woo! Ta-da! Range expansion. Halftime, second part of the chorus.
Wow, it's a lot of like rhythmic play.
We're back. This is the perfect strutting song because we've got the 4 on the floor, meaning beats every single count. It's full of confidence.
Just gets louder.
Da 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 da. It's a nice progression change in the pre-chorus. Sounds like we have a cymbal layered in with the bass drum in the pre-chorus, or just like the end part of it. Oh, he's in trouble.
Aww. Did the girl leave him? It sucks. Okay, he's mad. Oh, I love this. It kind of just consolidates all of the more individual rhythmic punctuations into a more greater grouping.
Is the choreo different this third time around? What is happening in the music video? Wait, what just happened? What?
I'm like so confused.
I was so struck in the groove, I didn't quite fully get what was happening in the music video.
I mean, the music was really nice to listen to. I think there wasn't as much of like an extreme contrast as perhaps, you know, certain, I guess like more athletic pieces, if I could really say that, tends to have. You know, I think about like those hype songs. And, you know, contrasted with this, it's almost mellow, but in a way that the drive and there's a drive and there's a consistency that we don't necessarily see in, you know, the more hype songs. I thought that there were some really interesting rhythmic groupings that came like in and out of the forefront of the piece in a way that just like really alerted you to what could have been a more consistently almost straight toned piece with its voices and the bass line that consistently repeats. The rhythmic organizations and the changing of just really gives it more variety to it in a way where your body's already alerted to like, oh, this is a different groove. And I thought that it was done really, just like really thoughtfully.
Alter ego and... Okay, so he sat in a car, right, during the bridge, but he actually was secretly... He printed illegal money, and then the girlfriend discovered that and killed him, and then framed it as a suicide. And then she stole the money. Dangerous business, Okay, now we'll be switching over and zooming Daniel for discussion. Funky bass line, da 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 da. It's stuck in my head. Yeah,
so
that was just funky and fun. I think it did get a little bit repetitive because I was kind of expecting of a chord and more big of a textural change in the bridge. But it was like a nice change to have like the muffled voice and the new vocal melody. But then that made me almost appreciate the rhythms of the vocal melody more, even though like, you know, we had repeated instrumental. There was so much syncopation. Like in the verse, it would like, it was like the vocal melody would start on the offbeat and then it would like speed up to eighth notes. So it would like da 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 and then da 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 da. And so it had like a nice energy moving forward.
Yeah, I just really thought of it kind of the same way, which was that a lot of it was consistent in terms of the bass line, the melodic and harmonic material was nearly consistent throughout the entire piece. But I think that the variation then was really in the way that the metric organization and the rhythmic organization differed.
Yeah, especially like when it goes halftime in the second half of the chorus, because like we said, we have the melody and the harmony repeating, but then just by adding one singular percussion sample that's going twice as slow as before, the feel changes and a little variation is added to make you like, oh, you know, add that little extra oomph.
Yeah, totally. I think it's really those small changes that make this piece work. It's not really, and I thought of this too. I was like, you know, and the more, I guess, extreme K-pop songs, you know, when we think of like Superhuman, things like that, where it's just really going, like oscillating between like, you know, really high registerial extremes to like rhythmic intensities. But this one has its own mark in the subtle differences rather than something that's more like explicit. And so this made me think at first when I was listening to it, I was like, this sounds kind of like club music, but not really. Like if you go to a club and like I think that like tonal... I would
say this is bar music more than club music.
It's not as perhaps like a song that you would jump up to, like jump with, but it's more of a song that...
Add some EDM bass and then we're good.
Yeah, it's like not EDM-y, really. It's more smooth. And so that was something that I wasn't really expecting, which I appreciated.
Right, yeah, because a lot of K-pop recently has been reliant on the EDM genres, right? It's just like a huge drop into the chorus. So it's nice to have like the contrast once in a while of people going against what is mainstream, right? So having more singable choruses, having acoustic instrumentation as a part of the song. And then something that I didn't pay attention to until the end was the music video.
Yeah, me too. It was kind of like oh, okay, something just happened.
Do you think, was he like a bad guy in printing money and then his girlfriend found out and stole it for herself? Or was
I had no idea. I like didn't really start paying attention until I think probably like halfway through the video, because like he's in the car, you know, and it's like this one car that this entire music video kind of like circulates around, and it's like this old like, I don't know, 1980s, pre-1980s kind of band, kind of car. And it's like, I didn't realize really what was on the screen because I was like too busy paying attention to what's going on, like going in my ears. I didn't realize anything until she like walks out. She like leaves the car and he gets like pissed or something and he like throws paper at another person. I'm like, Yeah, so there's like I really
Himself.
was kind of confused.
He was in it twice, in the music video twice, constantly acting with his self. I think, which was also interesting because so there was like him in like a brown outfit and then him in like a black outfit, and I think most of the times when the black outfit him, maybe that was his alter ego, came in, the voice part would be a little bit more muffled, which then appeared for a longer period of time in the bridge, which I found pretty interesting. Was hinting at a second characteristic.
Caught a lot of these details that I wasn't aware of. Yeah, I was just like, dude, like someone's mad, but I don't know who it is. Like, who's mad and for what reason? And like this woman is like clearly pissed, and then he gets pissed that she's pissed, and then he gets pissed at someone else who I've never seen before, and then she walks off with money, and I'm like, that sounds like every Korean drama condensed in like a minute and a half, but with like the sickest ending, which is like you walk away with the suitcase full of cash. And I'm like, I wouldn't mind being her right now.
Honestly, same.
Hashtag unemployment.
All right, well, thanks for everyone tuning in. Please feel free to explain to us the storyline of the music video. And yeah, we'll see you all later. Bye.
Bye.